Mogul Motivation, empowering and inspiring entrepreneurs and dream chasers worldwide, 1 week at a time. Presented by True Stories Media. And I'm your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mogul Motivation. This is episode 313, I want to say, 314, something like that. My apologies, I lose track, but, we're somewhere in that range. It's October now. This is the first episode of October 2021. This year flew by. Like, it was literally just January. And now here we are in the fall season preparing for 2022. Time is flying by, man. It's scary. It's great. But, it's also a reminder for us to make certain decisions in our lives that's best for us. Not for anybody else, not for our family members, not for our friends, but best for us. Growing up, one of my favorite movies was Beauty and the Beast. That Disney movie that came out in the early 90s. One of my favorite movies as a kid. I'm not ashamed to say it. I love Beauty and the Beast. I love The Lion King, all those. But the Beauty and the Beast, it was one of the first movies to really have great music in it, right? The Lion King had great music too, but it came after. But the Beauty and the Beast was one of those first animated movies that had a soundtrack that was so amazing. And, I took a film music class in college, and I understand the power of music and the usage of music in movies. And for an animated movie of that time to have a soundtrack so stellar, so pristine, so solid like that, it was beautiful. So the Beauty of the Beast, we know the story. Belle, she grew up in that little village, and everybody loved Belle. Everybody said Belle was so beautiful. All the girls were envious of Belle. All the guys wanted Belle. Belle had stalkers. Belle had all these dudes that was fighting and vying for her love, right? We know the story of Belle, and then we know the story of the Beast, right? The Beast, he was selfish, he was arrogant. And as a result, he was turned into a beast, and he became more miserable. He became cold-hearted. He became angry. All of these things, all of these negative emotions and traits is what the beast became as a result of his arrogance, as a result of his narcissism. And he was so extreme when it came to all of these negative traits that all of his house guests, Lumiere, the candle, the clock, all of these people, all of these things, should I say, they didn't even want to be around the man. Whenever they had a guest coming to that castle, they was excited. They was happy. They was like, yes, please be our guest. Please get us away from this miserable ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. But, the reality is, in our lives, in our dream chasing journeys, in our businesses, whatever it is we're doing, we're going to have the beauty of life and we're going to have the beast of life. And it's up to us to choose, who are we going to feed? Who are we going to serve? Right? You only have one mind. You only have one heart. You only have one soul. You only have one life. So you cannot feed both. You cannot feed your mind, your heart, and your soul to the beauty of life, and at the same time serve it to the beast of life. You cannot feed both, ladies and gentlemen, because all of that I just mentioned is on one plate. You only have one plate in this life. You only have one go at it. So you cannot share with the beauty and with the beast. You have to decide, who are you going to feed? Who are you going to give your mind to, your heart to, your soul to, your all to? Who are you going to give it to? Because if you give it to the beast, you're going to continue to be miserable. You're going to continue to be angry. You're going to continue to be cold-hearted. You're going to continue to think all of these negative things. You're going to feed the bad things that's already happening in your life. You're going to feed that cold-heartedness. You're going to feed that evil. You're going to feed everything that's going to bring you down and keep you chained in an ugly, dull castle for the rest of your life. Do you want that for yourself? Do you want that for your business? Do you want that for your dreams? Do you want that for the people around you? Because if you feed that to yourself, it's going to feed off to others. It's going to become a parasite. Do you want to feed the beast? You really want to give your mind, your heart, and your soul to everything that wants to keep you chained up, to everything that wants to keep you down? Or do you want to feed the beauty of your life? Do you want to feed joy? Do you want to feed happiness? Do you want to feed peace? Do you want to feed clarity? Do you want to feed enthusiasm? Do you want to feed perseverance? What do you want to feed, ladies and gentlemen? That's the decision you have to make, because I just said it at the top of this podcast. It's October now. It was just January. Time is flying by, and the more time passes, it's not going to wait for you. You have to decide what's best for yourself. What do you want to feed? Do you want to feed the beauty in your life so you can be free, so you can have happiness, so you can move forward in what you really want in this life? Or do you want to feed the beast in this life and remain chained up and stagnant and in place? The beauty or the beast? You cannot feed both. It is impossible to feed both. We just talked about it last week, half and half. You cannot be halfway committed to something. You have to be 100% committed or not committed at all. And do you want to be committed to the beauty in your life? Do you want to be committed to the great things in your life? The sunshine, the beautiful things in your life, the flowers, the blossom, the bloom, the harvest? Or do you want to feed the storms? Do you want to feed the mundane? Do you want to feed the cold? Do you want to feed the darkness? What do you want to feed? You have to make that decision right now. Because that decision is what's going to impact everything after the fact. That decision is what's going to really impact, will you accomplish your dreams or not? Will you have a happy life or not? That decision is for you and for you only. Because once you make that decision for yourself, now you can be a better spouse. Now you can be a better parent. Now you can be a better businesswoman or businessman. Now you can be a better entrepreneur. Now you can be better in everything that you're striving for. What do you want to feed, ladies and gentlemen? That's my message this morning. It's really that simple. Let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality. You can't feed both. You can't take half of your heart and give it to the beauty and half of your heart and give it to the beast. You can't take part of your soul and give it to one and give it to the other. You can't take part of your mind and give it to the beauty and give it to the beast. It's not possible. It's only one plate. It's only one you. And once you make that decision, it's going to impact your life immensely. But it's a daily decision at that. It's not a one-time decision. It's a daily decision, because it's going to be things that's always going to come out of left field. It's going to be things that you cannot see that's going to try to attack you and take away your joy, to take away your peace. But you have to rejoice, and you have to declare and make the decision that, you know what, it don't matter what's going on. I'm going to feed the beauty in my life. I'm going to continue to feed that, and I'm going to continue to grow, and I'm going to continue to succeed, and I will get to where I want to be. If this podcast has benefited you in any way, shape, or form, I ask for two things as always, ladies and gentlemen. Number one, leave a 5-star review. And number two, pass it on to a friend who may benefit from it as well. Have a great day. I'll talk to you next week.